Ok, velkommen til episode nummer 3. Welcome to episode number 3. We're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna have some fun. Fordi vi skal lære å snakke om rutiner og aktiviteter. We're gonna learn to speak about routines and activities. Why is this fun? It is fun because now we're gonna learn verbs. Some verbs! It's a lot of fun because I'll teach you some grammar here, how to understand, because we're going to use it all the time. The verbs are the cornerstone of any sentence because it shows what is being done. That's why it's so fun to learn about it. Like every time I'm eating, what are you eating? When you wake up, I wake up. We're going to learn that. Some sentence structure. You'll see I love sentence structure because it gives you structure. You'll see. I love it a lot. So we're going to really go hardcore on that today. I'll give you a conversation where we learn sentence structure and we're going to learn verbs. Okay, we now know how to ask some simple questions. We're going to keep on doing that and have a lot of fun there with some cool conversations. Er du klar? Er du klar? Are you ready? I'm going to get into the conversation now. A very cool conversation. En kul samtale. A cool conversation. Between Lukas og Sofia. Between Lukas and Sofia. Oh, what a cute couple. Ok, vi kan starte. We can start. Hei, Sofia. Hei. Når våkner du? Jeg våkner 7:00. Hva med deg? Jeg våkner 8:00. Hva gjør du på morgenen? Jeg spiser frokost. Jeg også. Jeg liker frokost. Jeg elsker frokost. Jobber du, Sofia? Ja, jeg jobber i Oslo. Hva med deg? Jeg studerer nå. Hva studerer du? Jeg studerer matte. Kult! Hvor jobber du forresten? Jeg jobber i Oslo. Kult! Jeg jobber også i Oslo. Oslo er best. All right, how much did you understand? Hopefully nothing, I'm joking. Hopefully a lot. I'm going to explain everything now. I'm going to explain, first of all, the vocabulary, which is important for you to memorize. And then also the grammar. So what is happening here, I'm going to explain something here. So when I explain it, I'm going to explain some of it. All right? I'm trying to do most of it, but there are things here that you have to look up yourself because if I'm going to stand here and explain absolutely everything, it's going to take the whole day. So I'm going to explain the basics here, almost everything, all right? And then if there's things you don't understand, it's probably going to come later in the podcast. If it doesn't come later, you have to look it up by yourself. All right. Hi, Sofia. Hi. Very standard. Lukas then says, når våkner du? All right. Når, important new word, means when. Når, okay, question word, når. Våkner du? Why is verb on the second place? Okay, because we have a question word and then we have the verb. The verb is always second. In Norwegian, we love that. All right, so there's exception when we're starting a question with the verb is because there's no question word. Like for example, do you like? We start with liker du. But here we have a question word, so it's number 2. Når våkner du? The same thing with hva heter du? What are you called? Verb number 2 is when you have question words. Når våkner du? When you wake up. You should understand the sentence structure here now. Do you, right? Sofia then says, jeg våkner. Okay, I wake up. 7:00. In Norwegian, we say, how we say time in Norwegian? We say klokka, actually means the clock. So we say, I wake up, the clock, and then a number. Jeg våkner, klokka, and then the number when you wake up. Okay? 7 is 7. You can learn the numbers by yourself. 7 is 7. Jeg våkner 7:00. I wake up at 7. And then the classic one, hva med deg? Great for conversations when to ask people, what about you? Hva med deg? Lukas then answers, jeg våkner 8:00. I wake up at 7. Same thing here, jeg våkner 8:00. And then he doesn't answer. He also says, Hva gjør du på morgenen? Hva gjør du? Hva gjør du is the first one I'm going to teach you guys. It's what are you doing? All right? Hva question word. What? We know already. Gjør du. Gjør is to do. Very important verb. Hva gjør du? Learn and memorize hva gjør du. It's like if you meet someone, hey, and you meet someone you haven't seen in a while, or just texting someone, hey, what's up? We say, hva gjør du? Okay? Hva gjør du? What are you doing? Very typical Norwegian. And then we're adding here, I'm adding, so hva gjør du is this number one in the sentence. What are you doing? And then now we're adding the when. The when is the second thing we're going to say now. What are you doing? Same thing in English or most languages. What are you doing in the morning? In the morning, we use på. På means in. We're speaking about times of the day. We're going to speak about them later. For the same thing, if you say in the night, we say på kvelden. I will get to that later. Times of day, we can say på. You can actually use here also if you ask, but use på if you don't know about Hva gjør du på morgenen? På morgenen, also pronounced på morgen. You'll hear some people say it på morgen. Hva gjør du på morgenen? What are you doing in the morning? Sofia then answers, jeg spiser. I'm eating. Frokost is breakfast. Frokost, learn this one. Jeg spiser frokost. I'm eating breakfast. A bit about the sentence structure here. Jeg, I, personal pronoun. Verb number 2, I eat. And then what do you eat? I eat breakfast. All right, you'll see this structure a lot. First one, personal pronoun. Second one, verb, jeg spiser, in present tense. ER, the ER. Jeg spiser, come from the verb å spise. Jeg spiser, I'm doing it right now. The ER ending I spoke about the last episode. Frokost, breakfast, boom. Jeg spiser frokost. All right. Jeg også, then this one we know now, me too. Jeg liker frokost. Oh, I like. This is the one I taught you last episode. Jeg liker. I like. Whatever you like. And what did you say? Jeg liker frokost. Jeg liker is such a powerful sentence. You can use it for so many things. Jeg liker. I like. Frokost in this case. Okay. Jeg også. Jeg liker frokost. Sofia then says, jeg elsker frokost. We have a new verb here. Jeg elsker, which is just I love. Å elske, to love. Jeg elsker. In present tense, jeg elsker frokost. I love breakfast. Jeg elsker deg. I love you. I'll use this one. Jeg elsker frokost. I'll teach you more cool things later. Hopefully I'm going to make an episode about dating, so I can say, I love you. Jeg elsker deg. All right. Where were we now? Okay, so jeg elsker frokost. There we go. Lucas then says, jobber du, Sofia? Are you working, Sofia? You see here, we go back to the sentence structure of the verb is number 1. Working you, Sofia, we use the verb as number 1 when we ask questions without question words. Jobber du, Sofia? You working, Sofia? And she said, ja, jeg jobber. I'm working. Where? This is the where or when. We added that after it. Jeg jobber. I work. I Oslo. I Oslo, in Oslo. We use preposition I when we speak about where. In Norway, in Oslo, in Europe, in Asia, in the United States. I is a preposition we use for countries. All right, countries. We use it for regions. We use it for continents. We use I. Where are you? I'm in Norway. I'm in Oslo. I Oslo. And then the classic one, hva med deg? What about you? Lucas, jeg studerer nå. I'm studying now. Jeg studerer, sentence structure. I'm studying right now, present tense. Nå, we add it because we add it after this, it's the number 3, because we have 1, personal pronoun, 2, verb, number 3 is the when. When. It's very simple now. Jeg studerer nå. If he was saying I'm studying in Oslo, it would be like jeg studerer I Oslo, for example, because the when is after, the where is after the verb here. All right, it's always like that. Sofia then asks, hva studerer du? What is hva, as we know? Studerer du. Question word. The verb is number 2. Hva studerer du? What are you studying? He says, jeg studerer matte. I'm studying mathematics. Okay, jeg studerer matte. Kult, she says. Cool. Very typical Norwegian say kult. Hvor bor du? Where do you live? Let's take this one. Hvor bor du? Hvor is where. Bor du, obviously, you live. The verb å bo is to live. Hvor bor du? Å bo, bor, in present tense, is to live. Hvor bor du? Where do you live? Okay, verb is number 2 here, all right? And then we had a new word for you. Forresten. Forresten is something I want you to learn. It means by the way. Hvor bor du? Forresten. Forresten is almost like the forest. Forresten means by the way. Hvor bor du? Forresten. Where do you live, by the way? It's a nice way to change the topic in the conversation. We speak about, hey, by the way. We can start a sentence with, forresten. Hva heter du? By the way, what's your name? If you're hitting on a girl or a guy in a bar, say, oh, nice dress you got there. And they say, oh, tusen takk, thank you. And then you say, forresten, hva heter du? By the way, what's your name, baby? You can use it to change topics, obviously. That was a situation we did. You can be also at work. Forresten, hvor rapporten? Forresten, hvor rapporten? By the way, where's the report I told you to do? Whatever. Jeg bor i Oslo. I live in Oslo. We know this one already. Kult, we know. Jeg bor også i Oslo. Jeg bor, I live. Jeg bor, I live. Again. And then we have, in the end, i Oslo, which is just in Oslo, as you know. But then we have here, we have also. Also is an adverb we use here. We're saying, we add it after the verb. Okay, think about this one. Also is also. When we add it in a sentence, for example, what are you doing? I'm eating, okay, jeg spiser. If you're gonna add jeg am also eating, also we add it after the verb. You'll learn about adverbs later when we add it after the verb. I'll get into that later. Jeg bor, I live. Også, also. That's how I say I also live in Oslo, if you wanna say it. Jeg bor også i Oslo, I also live in Oslo. Sentence structure, also, after the verb. It will be the same thing. What are you drinking if you're in a bar and you say, I'm drinking tequila. Jeg drikker tequila. And then you can say, oh, jeg drikker også tequila. I'm also drinking tequila. Oh, makes sense? Gir mening? Lucas answers, Oslo er best. Oslo is best. It's the best. That's how we say it. Oslo er best. Okay. Hei, Sofia. Hei. Når våkner du? Jeg våkner klokka 7. Hva med deg? Jeg våkner klokka 8. Hva gjør du på morgenen? Jeg spiser frokost. Jeg også. Jeg liker frokost. Jeg elsker frokost. Jobber du, Sofia? Ja, jeg jobber i Oslo. Hva med deg? Jeg studerer nå. Hva studerer du? Jeg studerer matte. Kult! Hvor jobber du, forresten? Jeg jobber i Oslo. Kult! Jeg jobber også i Oslo. Oslo er best. All right. Hopefully now, after this, you understand everything. I want you to understand every single word and the sentence structure of this. I'm going to keep on explaining sentence structure and giving you new vocabulary because there's a magic happen. When you know what to do with sentences and new words and vocabulary, it becomes very easier for you later to, when you learn new vocabulary, you know where to place it. If you just learn random vocabulary and you don't know where to put it, it's difficult. All right? Because it becomes a mess, your structure. That's why I'm going really hard on like a sentence structure. All right? Now, I want you to, like I said, go through those things. And then in the next episode, I'll give you a surprise. The topic is going to be a surprise. Check it out and then learn this one before moving on. I want you to especially, if you don't understand all the grammar, learn all the vocabulary. It's going to help you a lot. Vocabulary is everything. Vocabulary is everything. If you learn vocabulary with structure, you're going to speak the language really fast. So do the vocabulary, do flashcards, repeat this until you know everything. So when you understand this conversation, again, go through the conversation, and when you listen to everything, you're going to understand everything when it's being said. Because then in the next episode, you're going to build the vocabulary. I'm going to keep on making these episodes until you understand absolutely everything. And then you're going to go in Norway and understand absolutely everything that goes around you. Okay? Høres bra ut? Sounds good? Vi ses neste episode. Kjør! Let's go!